When every major car company on the planet is racing to build the next electric supercar, one brand in India quietly stepped on the brakes. While Tesla, BYD, and Tata are battling over battery range and charging speed, Mahindra did something completely unexpected. It launched a diesel SUV. Not an electric one, not even a hybrid, and yet this single decision has captured the entire auto industry's attention. Because this SUV, the Bolero Neo, might hold the key to understanding why Mahindra isn't afraid to go against the global trend. Is it just old-school thinking? Or is Mahindra playing a much smarter game, one built perfectly for India's roads, its people, and its future? In the next few minutes, you'll discover the real reason Mahindra is defying the EV wave, and why this rugged SUV might actually be the smartest move in the entire electric era. While most car makers design for dream roads, Mahindra designs for real ones. See, India isn't California or Berlin. It's a country where the same road can turn from smooth asphalt to rocky mud within a few meters, where traffic jams aren't caused by Teslas, but by tractors, cows, and overloaded trucks crawling up a slope. And Mahindra? They've understood that reality for decades. Their cars weren't born in showrooms. They were born in the fields, villages, and mountain passes of India. That's why, instead of chasing the EV trend, Mahindra doubled down on what they do best, building machines that survive anything. While others talk about 0 to 100 kilometers per hour speeds, Mahindra builds vehicles that can handle zero roads. The Bolero Neo wasn't made to impress at an auto show. It was made to carry families through floods, farmers through dirt trails, and small business owners through every kind of chaos this country can throw at them. And that mindset, that deep understanding of India's roads and people, is exactly what separates Mahindra from the rest. Because when other brands design for ideal conditions, Mahindra designs for real life. But here's the twist. That real India focus isn't just about toughness, it's about strategy. And it's the reason why Mahindra might actually be outsmarting the entire electric car race. At first glance, Mahindra's hesitation to go electric looks like they're falling behind. While Tata rolled out EV after EV and global giants poured billions into battery tech, Mahindra seemed quiet. Too quiet. But silence doesn't always mean weakness. Sometimes it's strategy. Because behind the scenes, Mahindra was watching the chaos unfold. Battery costs were unpredictable. Charging infrastructure was a mess, and EV demand outside big cities was practically zero. So instead of jumping headfirst into a storm, Mahindra did something counterintuitive. They waited. They studied how EVs performed in India's heat, dust, and overloaded traffic. They analyzed what real consumers wanted. Not fancy dashboards or autopilot systems, but reliability, affordability, and endurance. And that's when Mahindra realized something most brands didn't want to admit. India isn't ready for a full EV revolution yet. Charging stations? Still rare outside metros. Battery replacements? Expensive and uncertain. Rural power supply? Unreliable at best. So Mahindra made a call. Stay diesel for now, and strike only when the timing is perfect. Because rushing into the EV race might win headlines, but waiting could win the war. And that patience is finally starting to pay off. Because when Mahindra moves, they move big. Their upcoming lineup proves it. But before we get there, you need to understand how the Bolero Neo became the test subject for Mahindra's entire long game. In a country obsessed with newness, one SUV has survived 2 decades of change. Without chasing trends, without begging for attention, that SUV is the Bolero. It doesn't need flashy ads or celebrity endorsements. It's the car your uncle swears by, the one your village head drives, the one that still starts every morning after 15 years of abuse. From the deserts of Rajasthan to the tea gardens of Assam, Bolero isn't just a vehicle. It's a part of India's DNA. And that's not by accident. When Mahindra first designed the Bolero in 2000, they didn't build it to compete with luxury. They built it to outlast everything else on the road. No fancy tech, no fragile design, just raw strength, easy repairs, and trust. So when Mahindra decided to modernize it, they knew one thing. They couldn't lose what made Bolero Bolero. That's how the Bolero Neo was born, not as a replacement, but as an evolution. It kept the heart of the original, the toughness, the simplicity, but added a touch of comfort and style for a new generation. It's the same SUV that can haul bricks one day and take a family on vacation the next. And that's exactly why people don't just buy Boleros, they inherit them. Because, while others build cars for cities, Mahindra built one for the entire nation. But what if this loyalty, this emotional connection, wasn't just luck, but a deliberate move in Mahindra's larger plan? Because behind every trusted product, there's a master strategy that few ever see. Under the hood of the Bolero Neo beats a name that's earned quiet respect across India's roads, the mHawk engine. It's not just a motor, it's Mahindra's signature, the symbol of everything they stand for: raw power, reliability, and Indian grit. See, the mHawk isn't built for racetracks. It's built for real-world punishment. Long climbs, heavy loads, blistering summers, bad fuel, worse roads. And yet, it keeps going. This new generation diesel isn't just stronger, it's smarter. Mahindra refined it for smoother acceleration, better mileage, and lower noise, without losing that iconic torque that drivers trust their livelihoods on. Because for many Indians, their Bolero isn't a weekend toy, it's their daily warrior. Farmers use it to carry produce. Contractors use it to move materials. Families use it to travel across states. And no matter the job, that mHawk cart delivers every single time. It's that balance of modern engineering and old-school toughness that makes the Bolero Neo stand out. While other brands brag about touchscreen size and digital clusters, Mahindra brags about endurance. Because in the end, when the road breaks, the AC dies, and the weather turns brutal, it's the engine that decides whether you make it home or not. And Mahindra built theirs to never give up. But this engine isn't just about muscle. It's part of a much bigger puzzle. Because behind this mechanical masterpiece lies Mahindra's hidden transformation plan, one that could redefine their entire future in the EV era. At first glance, the Bolero Neo looks familiar. That square stance, that solid frame, it still looks like a Bolero. But look closer, and you'll see the quiet revolution hiding beneath the steel. Mahindra didn't redesign it to please critics. They redesigned it to make the Bolero evolve without losing its soul. The boxy frame? Still there, because real strength never goes out of style. But the edges are cleaner now, the lines sharper, and the presence more commanding. It's not just tough anymore, it's confident. Step inside, and the story changes completely. Gone are the days of bare dashboards and hard plastic everything. Now, You get plush seats, premium stitching, touchscreen infotainment, and a cabin that feels almost urban, without losing that tough, no-nonsense DNA. Every inch of the interior says one thing: modern comfort, built on old-school reliability. Because Mahindra knows its audience. They don't want fancy gimmicks. They want something that feels premium, but works perfectly when life gets rough. Even the driving dynamics were tuned for balance. Strong body-on-frame construction, rear-wheel drive, and that slightly elevated stance that gives you confidence in chaos. It's a rare combination, a vehicle that can face monsoon floods one day and fit right into city traffic the next. And that dual personality, rugged meets modern, is what makes the Bolero Neo more than just an upgrade. It's a bridge between India's past and its future. But here's where things get really interesting. Mahindra isn't stopping here. Because this design evolution wasn't just about looks. It was a test run for what's coming next. Most modern SUVs are built for comfort, soft suspension, quiet engines, and marketing terms like urban adventure. But the Bolero Neo? It was built for the kind of adventure that doesn't fit on a billboard. Turn the key, and you can feel it. That instant torque from the mHawk engine. The reassuring hum of a machine that's ready for punishment. It doesn't care about the road conditions, because half the time, there isn't one. Loose gravel? It grips. Flooded lanes? It powers through. Climbing a hill with 5 passengers and a trunk full of gear? The Bolero Neo just growls and keeps moving. That's the beauty of Mahindra's design philosophy: capability over cosmetics. The rear-wheel drive setup, the body-on-frame construction, and the mechanical locking differential. They all exist for one reason: to get you out of trouble, not into it. Every push of the accelerator feels like a quiet reminder that this SUV was built for people who don't have time for breakdowns. It's not about luxury, it's about trust. Because when your road turns into a river, or your shortcut becomes a mud pit, trust is worth more than horsepower. And that's where Mahindra's real genius shows. They didn't build the Bolero Neo to dominate highways. They built it to conquer India's unpredictability. It's why taxi owners love it, why rural families depend on it, why even city drivers are starting to choose it over fragile, soft SUVs. Because no matter where you are, from the crowded streets of Delhi to the rocky climbs of Himachal, one thing's guaranteed: the Bolero Neo won't get stuck. It'll get you out. But this performance isn't just about today. It's part of a long game. Because Mahindra's preparing for something much bigger than just a diesel SUV. Their next step could change how India thinks about tough vehicles forever. One of the most compelling parts about the Mahindra Bolero Neo is how it positions itself on the price front, without compromising what really matters. At a starting ex-showroom price of about 8.49 lakh in India, it undercuts many compact SUVs that may look smarter, but don't offer the durability this one does. www.ndtv.com. The top variants stretch up to roughly 9.99 lakh in the latest 2025 update. The Economic Times +1. So what does that mean in real terms? You're getting ladder frame construction, rear-wheel drive, a strong 1.5-liter mHawk diesel with 100 bhp and 260 Nm of torque, all at a price where many competitors are still offering front-wheel drive or lighter-duty chassis. Maintenance and ownership costs are deliberately kept low. The Neo aims for buy once, drive for years, rather than buy now, upgrade again soon. When you compare it to premium urban SUVs that cost several lakhs more but may not survive rural roads or heavy use as well, the value becomes. And it's not just about the sticker price. Value also comes from what you don't have to worry about. No need for expensive, fast-charging EV infrastructure. No anxiety about finding a charger in a remote village or a breakdown in a tough terrain. When parts and service are needed, Mahindra's network and experience with real-world conditions keep things practical. Put simply, for many buyers in semi-urban or rural India, the question isn't what's the flashiest SUV I can get, but what's the most reliable, usable, and cost-effective SUV for all roads and all conditions. And in that scenario, the Bolero Neo stands out. In a world chasing electric cars and futuristic tech, this SUV reminds you, value is also about function over flash. It doesn't just claim endurance, it lives it. And that makes its price tag not just fair, but smart. While the rest of the world is charging ahead, literally, with electric cars, Mahindra's Bolero Neo quietly reminds everyone that India is a different kind of battlefield. Because here, the race isn't about who can plug in the fastest. It's about who can keep going the longest. Let's be honest, EVs are exciting. They're futuristic, silent, and full of tech. But outside the big cities, reality looks a little different. In rural India, where the Bolero reigns supreme, electricity itself can be inconsistent. Charging stations are rare, and distances between towns can stretch for miles. That's where the Bolero Neo plays its trump card: reliability over range anxiety. You don't have to wait hours to charge. You don't need to plan your trip around chargers on a map. Just fill up the tank, turn the key, and drive. That sense of freedom and self-reliance is something an EV still can't match on India's real roads. And Mahindra knows this better than anyone. Instead of diving headfirst into an EV race that many brands are still figuring out, Mahindra is playing the long game, strengthening its foundation first. It's improving engines, refining performance, and waiting for EV tech to mature before going all in. Because the company doesn't just want to join the electric revolution, it wants to lead it when the time is right. Until then, the Bolero Neo is Mahindra's statement. We haven't forgotten the people who keep India moving: the farmers, the traders, the travelers, the doers. For them, the Bolero Neo isn't just transportation. It's trust on four wheels, a vehicle that doesn't need perfect roads, full charge, or a fancy city garage to prove its worth. So while the rest of the world competes in volts and watts, Mahindra's Bolero Neo continues to dominate in something far more valuable: real-world dependability. Because in the EV era, not everyone needs to plug in. Some just need to keep moving. In a world obsessed with trends, Mahindra has done something bold. It's not chasing the noise, it's listening to the road. The Bolero Neo isn't trying to be futuristic. It's trying to be faithful. Faithful to the millions of Indians who still drive through mud, mountains, and monsoon. To those who measure a car not by its touchscreen, but by how far it can go when the road disappears. Mahindra could have built another EV to join the hype. Instead, it built something for the heart of India, for those who wake up before sunrise, drive through dust and heat, and still need their vehicle to stand strong every single day. That's not rebellion, that's clarity. The clarity to know who you are and who you're building for. Because the Bolero Neo isn't just a machine, it's a mindset. It's proof that progress doesn't always mean abandoning the old. Sometimes, progress means perfecting what already works. So while the world keeps running the electric race, Mahindra is carving its own path. Slow, steady, and smart. And when the dust settles, the Bolero Neo will still be standing. Strong, simple, and utterly unstoppable. The rebel that knows its roads.